Our next topic of conversation is going to be parent functions. And so I'm going to run through our 4 parent functions for this particular unit and graph them. So here you can see I've already put in my x values. So x, you can choose whatever you want. And I'm always going to choose to put in these same 5 for my parent functions. 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Then I'm going to plug them in and figure out what my y value is. So you can see here y is equal to x, so that's going to be pretty easy. The y is the same thing as x. You should know now that this graphs to be a line, but let's just grab 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, -1, -1. And so I'm going to then connect and extend it to the ends of the graph. The domain from left to right would be all real numbers. The range from bottom to top, got arrows there, all real numbers. Parent function 2 is going to be y equals the absolute value of x. So again, you see I put those same 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. I put a 0 in. The absolute value of 0 is 0. Absolute value of 1 is 1. So value 2 is 2. Absolute value of -1 is +1. And absolute value of -2 is 2. And when I graph these points, 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 2, -1, 1, -2, 2, I get this look. Now we've graphed a little bit of these on our calculator, so we know that absolute values graph to be these. So I'm going to extend these. Now it's going to be important when I'm grading that I see your points on there. So you can't just kind of throw a lot of lines and make it look careless. We'll be looking for these specific points when we're grading your graphs. Domain, left to right are arrows, so that's going to be all real numbers. However, range, it starts here and then goes up. So it starts at 0 and gets bigger. So y has got to be greater than or equal to 0. Our third parent function is going to be y is equal to x squared. So we're going to graph that. So again, 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. Plug it in. 0 squared is 0. 1 squared is 1. 2 squared is 4. -1 squared is 1. And -2 squared is 4. So I'm going to graph that. I have 0, 0, 1, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Then -1, 1, and -2, 4. So you can see they kind of repeat as they did with the absolute values. Now we also know that the x squared is going to graph to be a parabola. It does not form a V, so there should be a curve at the bottom of this. And again, these 5 points are going to be important. So I'm going to take this down. I'm going to curve it, go back up, and extend it till the end. Domain, arrow to arrow, is going to be all real numbers. Range again starts at 0 and goes up. So y is greater than or equal to 0. And the last one we're going to do in this particular unit is going to be y equals the square root of x. So again, 0, 1, 2, -1, -2. When I put in a 0, the square root of 0 is 0. The square root of 1 is 1. Now, when I do the square root of 2, I'm going to get like 1.4. So I really am not going to consider that. The square root of a negative, there isn't one. So none of these have these in there. So really what I want I'm going to do just the third point on this, and that's going to be 4. So the square root of 4 is 2. Square root of 2, we're just going to, this is not as important because I don't want you to necessarily remember that, but we'll put 1.4 right there. All right, so we've got 0, 0. We have 1, 1, and we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4, 2. These are the 3 points I'd always like to see. Now to kind of help us here, we also have the 2, and I'll just kind of put that right there, 1.4. This is going to not be a straight line, but gently curve up that way. The next one's going to be 9, 3 that would fit in and be an easy one to do. But again, these are our 3 points on this one that we want to know. Domain, this time the domain starts at 0 and goes to the right. So x has got to be greater than or equal to 0. And the range also starts at 0 and goes up. So y also is going to be greater than or equal to 0. So we have these functions that we want to remember for our future problems. And you can see on this next page that I put them all together, our 4 functions, and I didn't actually write the ordered pairs for that. That's so easy. And I've also got the ordered pairs that I would expect you to know. So we'll pick this up next time.